So, I want to talk about a concept linking together journeys and self therapy. So, uh, in a lot of the videos, we talk a lot about self therapy. And I just want to tie the two concepts together and update what a journey practice looks like. So, where we were saying self therapy practice, now we are saying journey practice. Why is that? Um, because journeys start long before Nam or any kind of healing, and they continue long after. Now, there's some things about journeys. It's one thread. Life is a thread. It's the same you that was here as is here. You carry everything with you. Good, bad, positive, negative, neutral. It's all you and it's all with you. And it's all carried on your line, on your lifeline. That's a term we use, a lifeline. It may not be neat and organized like this. It may be a series of ups and downs. It may not be all a big spiral all the way down. It may be, but one thing that is true, it is one line. It's not two lines. Journeys are always tied together. You go to a therapist over here, that's tied to your therapy over here. You have a bad incident over here, it's tied to a healing incident over there. It's all one journey. One of the ways in which I've seen people delay their healing journey is being in denial of the oneness of a journey. To think that, okay, I don't want to deal with this over here as I try to heal. Oh, I already dealt with that. Or no, I this anxiety is not related to that. Let's not talk about that. Let's just focus on these panic attacks that my wife is triggering. But all that energy that comes from the panic attacks, it comes from all this stuff. It's all part of the line. The line accrues weight. It gets heavier and more rich and deeper the longer you live life and the more you journey, which makes sense, right? You carry the experience of where from you've come. You carry the experience of where from you've come. From conception, right? Remember? Journeys start in the womb. Journeys start in the womb. Or before. Depends on who you ask. Belief structures. But they don't just start when you come out the birth canal. You start accruing emotional memory. You start making basic decisions like I'm safe or I'm not safe. I'm okay. I am not okay. As you go through your early times, you have different moments. And that comprises a journey. So, what we've noticed at NOM, and at NOM we're very realistic about our role in a journey. You know what? I did the math. The average male lives 72 years. The average male lives 72 years. What is 6 weeks of programming? That's 42 days. That's 0.006 weeks equals 0.0016% of a 72-year lifespan. Six weeks represents 0.0016% of a 72-year lifespan. You know what 0.0016 looks like? It looks like, I can't even draw it small enough, but like this little time you're spending at Nam or wherever you're doing whatever it is you're doing to heal or help, you know, it represents a fraction of this line, a tiniest fraction. Nothing major happens here that can be sustained by this one experience alone. I am humble to that fact. Yeah, people tell me, oh, Dr. Gill, you saved my life. With all due respect, no, I did not. This is way bigger than me, way bigger than Nam, way bigger than any particular healer you may come in contact with. Journeys depend on you taking step after step. Your journey started long before Nam, and they continue long after. So what do we do at Nam? My hope and my prayer is that we teach you how to journey a little smarter, a little wiser, so that you waste less time. You get more per unit effort. As a doctor, I'm very efficient. I demand efficiency of everything. Because, you know, doctors, we're just impatient. we want results, we want to fix things, we want to... So when I bring that into recovery, with this fact, the healing, you know, people talk, I wish I had more money at Nam to afford the counselors and the, you know, one-to-one therapy that everyone wants. But I want you to really understand that where you go, what can you accomplish in 6 weeks or 12 weeks? You can accomplish a lot, don't get me wrong. But what do you accomplish? You accomplish learning how to journey. So, you accomplish learning how to journey. What we teach at Nam is really simple, a journey practice. A journey practice has 3 components that you do with any kind of regularity, and your journey is going to go better. My hope and my prayer is at Nam, you test this and see if it's true. After Nam, you test this and see if it's true. You think back and you test it and you see if it's true. You don't believe anything we say. You test and see if it's true. That's critical. So we say, relationship to self. Journeys are about relationships. You build your relationship with self. Remember, relationships, any relationship, takes 3 things. What are the 3 C's? Or not 3 C's, I shouldn't say. But it takes time, consistency, and effort. You do anything with time, with consistency, with effort, you will deepen your relationship with that thing. Good or bad. I say, have any of you done some not so good things with a lot of time and consistency and effort? Yeah? Yeah, I'm sure you have, right? Relationships with drugs, relationships with alcohol, relationships with homelessness, relationships with abusive partners, relationships with drama and trauma, and like we relationship with a best friend, relationships with video games, with social media, with pornography, with You build relationships to anything you spend time, consistency, and effort. With food, okay? I just want to just highlight, you build a relationship with anything. And a relationship, anything, so a journey practice is also about relationships. There's 3 types of relationships you need on a journey. Relationships to self, relationships to others, with others, healthy others, others that can facilitate you on your journey. What kind of people are those? There's 2 kinds. People who can teach you stuff and people you can teach. Both things facilitate journeys. That includes families. People you can develop deeper relationships to grow together. But you need guidance, you need a lot of help. Not enough therapy and all kind of for anybody. Right? Really deep trauma webs, the amount of time it takes. So we talk about relationship to higher power. Learning to get and harness that relationship, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. In you, outside of you, But what I know is every human has it and has access to it. And if they learn to harness that access, journeys get a lot wiser. You go left or right, you get a bit of hints. Maybe you don't take the wrong way, don't get lost as much. Remember, you have one line. I don't know how long your line is, but there's a length. It's not an infinite kind of go on forever. Question is it tied up in a knot and then ends down here? Or does it go up? Does it go up in a really tangled sort of way with a lot of suffering, or does it go up in a nice graceful way? That's proportional to your relationship to yourself. Do you like yourself? Do you like your voice? Do the parts of yourself like yourself? Are you integrated? Are you harmonized? How we relate to ourselves, how we do one thing is how we do everything. How you relate to yourself is often how you relate to others. You may be the life of the party, but you hate yourself. Chances are those other relationships are also going to be built on that self-hatred in some twisted kind of funny way. How we do one thing is how we do everything. So a journey practice is a repetitive act of building and deepening relationships to self, to others, and to whatever that higher thing is, that high resource state. Above my pay grade, what that is, within my pay grade as a trauma therapist, that everyone has it. Because when I do this the old-fashioned way through EMDR, we got to build it. You got to build that resource. Otherwise, you accomplish nothing with all the fancy maneuvers. It's called phase 2 of the protocol. So this is a journey practice. What do we do at NOM? I'll tell you what we do at NOM. We have found that there's 4 things that interfere with all of this. And we work on each of them as much as we can. To the extent you'll allow, to the extent our limited resources allow us to. But it's our hope and prayer that there's trauma and dissociation. That interferes. There's head injuries, traumatic brain injuries, overdoses. There's complex family dynamics. Because you don't journey alone, eh? Your journey is intertwined, like it or not. Whether those people are dead or alive, your journeys are intertwined. intergenerationally. It gets complicated when you start thinking of it. Imagine me drawing 50 other lines in here. Whose journey are you on? Yours or someone else's? It gets confusing. One line's okay. But when I draw like 50 people journeying together, it's just kind of like, can you follow it? So, all one line, but can you follow it? Can you, is this you? Is this your sister? Is your mom? Is your grandma? like, you know, some people, they journey up here, and then their journey ends in the middle there. Can you find the end? You know? I'm just trying to draw for you generational, like, journey. You start getting messy, right? Some people, their journey gets cut short. Some people, they... You know, I know in like therapy circles, talking about higher power and stuff isn't like top of mind, but like this is why the higher power thing's there, especially with addiction, is because journeys are really complicated. It's really entangled. It's hard to make heads and tails of it unless you start to just build a relationship. So complex family dynamics get in there. And then spirituality, which is really part of the trauma dissociation. But we work at unblocking usually that first. If that is blocked, and it's often blocked. It's often not as accessible. That connection is sketchy, or not trusted, or not even acknowledged. I can do it. This is just 12-step stuff. Admitting you're powerless, asking for help, trusting the help. That's kind of what it is. These are trauma things. So that's what we do it now. We just assist in perhaps building a journey practice. I'll tell you what we don't do though. We don't walk the journey. We can't. I wish I could. I wish you didn't have to walk long, painful, lonely roads in the cold. But journeys are not easy. Journeys are one step in front of the next. That's a journey. And then after one step, then you take another step. Another step. Another step, another step. And once in a while look back, oh wow, come a far way. Journeying up the mountain, right? Self-therapy practice is a journey practice. It's a daily practice. You can't heal all your trauma in a therapist's office. You know where you heal most of your trauma? In sleep. That's where you heal trauma. That's where you heal anything. In sleep, your growth hormone is released. That's where you heal physical wounds. That's sleep. There's a difference between sleep and passing out. Numbing out. Big difference. World of difference. So the wisdom of a journey, building that awareness, unblocking what we can, and, saying that you need to walk a path, doing these things every day, a daily practice, to deepen your connection to self, a daily practice to deepen your connection to others, a daily practice to deepen your connection to a higher power, to guide the process, to give you better connections to self, to give you better connections to others. When's the right time to apologize? When's the right time to put a boundary? When's the right time to go on that yoga retreat? When's the right time to go back to work? When's the right time to take time off work? These are complex things. People get mad at me. Why don't you just tell us what to do, Dr. Gill? Because I don't want you to blame me for when things go wrong, because I'm an idiot. I don't know what's going on in your life. I don't even know what's going on in my life. What do? I talk to higher power. Tell these guide me. That's a practice. It's a practice you build. Come on, like, all of a sudden you're going to trust some higher power that's never served you your whole life, in your opinion? No, that's not how it works, right? We build testing. We test things, and it works a little, and we test it a little more. That's how you build faith, right? That's how you build trust. You give up a little bit of control. Hey, it didn't go so bad. You do it a little bit more. And eventually you build that circuit, and all of a sudden you're throwing masses of things in there, and you're just trusting, and it works out. Journeys accelerate. Journeys are exponential in their nature. They start slow, and then they go incredibly fast. I honestly do not recognize myself 2 weeks ago. I'm a different human being than I was 2 weeks ago. Different thinking patterns. I'm like, man, how could I be thinking of that silliness 2 weeks ago? Because I'm on a journey. And on this journey, I look at myself, I look at my blocks, I look at every day. And as a result, you transform. Right? You want this part of it. We all want this part, right? Like the amazing growth, but none of that happens without this part of it, where you work hard and slog and nothing seems to change. Exponential growth is like that. Nothing is seeming to change, but trusting that science is science, so it does. If you're on an exponential path, it will eventually take off. It's just about time, consistency, and effort, doing the right thing. And my suggestion, learn to build a journey practice. Any questions or comments on this? A lot of hope in journeys, a lot of miracles. The Yogiji would say this, and I've actually agree, I witness this every day now. I don't believe in miracles, I depend upon them. How can you not navigating this craziness? You gotta depend on. My brother sent me a text message that I'd never thought in 30 years he'd send it, but he sent it just 2-3 days ago, and I was like, whoa, he's changed. We can get right. I come from a very messy family dynamic, much like any of you. I'm thankful for it because Mom wouldn't exist without it. I'm thankful for the players in it. And so it just gets better and better. Don't believe a word I say. Test it and see what's it hurt. That's what we do in 0.0016% of your life. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to take the time off? Is it worth it to not talk to, family and to insulate yourself? There's a great video on safety. I hope you watch it. Not once, but many times. Caterpillars become butterflies, but they gotta cocoon themselves. You need safety. Insulate yourself in safety when you do transformation, and the effects of what you do will exponentially get much more. Okay, let's leave it at that. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.